Καλησπέρα σας καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Good evening to you. Let me just carry on in English because I have a friend here and I'm going to welcome him. It's Alkin. Good evening, Alkin.
Kalispera.
Kalispera. You see, I was actually I should, carry on in Greek, but
that's the end of my Greek.
the beginning and the end.
A few words.
Yeah, okay. You're Turkish Cypriot, yes?
My family are Turkish Cypriots.
Yes.
I prefer the word Cypriot.
Cypriot.
Just Cypriot.
Leave the Turkish and Greeks out.
Yeah.
Just Cypriot.
But my roots.
And I know the reason, because we're going to talk about a special case tonight, a special film that you're going to make.
Yeah.
And it's about our Cyprus.
Correct.
It's not about Turkish Cypriots.
That's
not
right.
about Greek Cypriots, but our Cyprus.
I like what you did. Our Cyprus.
Our Cyprus,
yeah,
yes, all
right.
together, one package. Before we go to that, I just like to know about you more. I mean, you born in London or born?
I was born very close to here, North Middlesex Hospital.
Okay.
Okay.
And both parents are
both my parents
from
came
Cyprus.
To this country with their parents
in
the 50s.
All right.
And all my family come from Lurugina.
Lurugina, yes, which is a mixed village, actually, yes.
That's correct.
Yes. And it's, I think the film has to do something to do with Lurugina as well, yes?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, about the people. Okay, so yes, you grew up in London?
I spent a very small part of my childhood here to the age of 3.
Oh, okay.
And then my father started a business elsewhere, so we left. And I grew up in Bedfordshire.
Yes. Okay.
Until I could escape to go to university.
Okay, and what did you study?
My first degree was social and political theory.
Okay.
And then I did a master's in philosophy.
All right.
At Sussex University, which is where I now live in Brighton on the seafront.
And how you get into filming?
Well, I had a job.
Okay.
And I had a career. I was quite successful, but I was miserable every day.
Why?
Well, this
Successful business.
I was making a lot of money.
The money were coming in on this, full of your pockets were full of money.
Yeah, I was making a lot of money.
So,
but I was miserable because, well, I didn't really know why exactly. But eventually, it dawned on me that I was miserable because I wasn't doing anything creative. It was just a process. It was a process to make money, and I've never really been driven by money. I needed to be engaged intellectually, emotionally.
All right.
So I'd always loved literature, so I started writing a book.
Okay.
But I didn't know anybody who was creative. I didn't grow up in a creative world.
Yeah.
But I had met somebody who'd just been to National Film and Television School.
Okay.
And I said, hey, will you read the first 2 chapters of my book? And he said, sure.
Yes.
And he read the first 2 chapters of my book and he said, wow, you should write films. You're very visual.
Yeah.
And a light went on in my head. Maybe 2 months later, I'd written my first feature film, and that was the beginning. I got invited to the UK Film Council for meetings. I knew nothing about the industry. They said to me, okay, so where did you study screenwriting? I said, well, I haven't studied screenwriting. How many drafts of this? Yeah, how many drafts of this script have you written? I said, what do you mean drafts? I mean, I literally knew nothing. Yeah. And they said, okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to sell it? Because, you could sell this script. I said, no, I'm going to direct it. And they said to me, well, what makes you think you can direct it? And I said, well, you told me that you only see, 5% of the people that submit scripts to you every year. And I'm one of those. It's my first script, so maybe I can direct as well.
Yes.
And, they laughed a bit, but they did support me. I got money to make my first short film, which was my first time on a film set.
It was based on that book, yes?
It was based on my first screenplay.
First script.
Screenplay, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the beginning. That was the beginning of my love affair. So I was 30 when I started.
Okay, and I mean, that was successful. I mean, what happened?
Well,
get it anywhere?
Yeah, the short film got a distribution deal, and which is essentially what you want for a short film to do. And the feature script got optioned by a production company. It didn't ever get into production, but they paid me for the rights, and it was my first taste of the possibility of going on and making. I still want to make that film actually one day.
How long ago it was that?
Well, I was about 30. By the time I got to the end of that process, I was about 33. So I'm 45 now, so you can do the maths.
What's happening between?
Well, lots of things. Since then I've written two other feature films. I'm currently writing a feature film for a production company in London, which is a big historical feature film set in Mauritius, actually. I probably can't say any more than that, because I'm contracted to them. And I'm just finishing another short film, and I've shot lots of commercials for people like...
are they still, money in the bank from the previous job?
Oh God, not really, no. I mean, my day job now, no, that's long gone. Yeah, I'm poor, but I'm happy.
So you still work, I mean, do you work now at the moment? You do,
yeah, of course.
Yes.
I work as my full-time job is as a screenwriter for this production at the moment. I've probably got maybe another year on that.
They, give you the money to write the script?
Sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. And it's going to be a feature film, yes?
Yeah, it's quite a big film. When we started out, it was a smaller project, but it's grown and it's grown and it's grown. Yeah. It's a very big, sweeping historical film.
All right.
And in addition to that, I lecture at Brighton Film School, which is in the top 10 film schools in the country. Oh. Which is fantastic. I love being there.
Ah, you lecture? Yeah. I mean, yes. Okay, that's a big achievement, because you do something that you like. You know
I love it. Yeah, it's great to be there. I mean, especially since I'm not formally trained, it's amazing that I've ended up, teaching people about film. But I'm not just self-taught. I worked in TV many years ago. Yeah. My first jobs were a kind of assistant to the producer, assistant producer or associate producer, assistant editor, cameraman. I've done a lot of things.
Before we go to our Cyprus, a family? Do you
have I have a family.
I mean, talking about the first, I mean, your father and mother, do you have sisters, brothers? Or?
I have one brother.
One brother?
Yeah.
Bigger?
He's 3 years younger than me.
And is he in his business, or?
He's a musician.
Musician?
Yeah.
Well, he can write the music for your film?
Maybe.
Maybe. You don't trust him?
I do trust him, but he has a particular style, and it's not. I haven't figured out actually what I'm going to do with the music for this film yet, but I think we need some sounds which are reminiscent of Cyprus.
Okay, I can introduce you a young lady. She's specialized in writing music for films. Okay. And she's a Cypriot, and she knows what we're talking about.
She knows about classical Cypriot music?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, then introduce me.
Okay, so your family, your own family?
I have a partner, I have a daughter, she's 5 years old.
Oh, lovely.
And I've been with my partner for I worked it out the other day, about 16 or 17 years we've been together.
Oh, that's nice, that's nice. Yeah. And, beautiful. So, our Cyprus, how this idea came about?
Well, I'd already written a feature film based in 1920 Cyprus and inspired by real events that happened in the village that my family come from, Lurigina. And there's been a lot of interest around that big script, and I was kind of asked to demonstrate something of that story in a small form.
Okay.
So I wrote Our Cyprus as a means of, showcasing
You wrote
something.
it as a short film?
Yeah, I wrote Our Cyprus as a short film as a means of showcasing some of the themes and the ideas that are in the big film.
Okay.
So that was the genesis for writing Our Cyprus.
And the plan is to, do the feature film in the future, or?
Yeah, I mean, one would hope that the short film will act as a kind of investment vehicle that we can use to raise funds and interest in the idea of the feature film. Talk to investors about that bigger project. We're already talking to people about that project, but really the short film will be the calling card for the feature film.
Where do you stand at the moment, or what's happening at the moment?
With the feature film?
With the short film?
Well, at the moment we're about 50% of our target budget that we're crowdfunding on Indiegogo. I don't know if you're familiar with how crowdfunding works.
Give us some more information about
So
that.
Crowdfunding is a means by which a large group of people can put a small amount of money into a project to help get that project off the ground.
And they are getting shares afterwards?
No, they don't get any shares. What they get is, for their contribution, which could start at £5 and goes all the way up to £1,000, there are different kind of rewards.
All right.
So, for example, if somebody wanted to be an extra in the film and they were really excited about being an extra in the film, then they can contribute £150 and they can become an extra in the film. If you want to be have the executive producer credit in the film, you could contribute £1,000,
okay,
and then you get an executive producer credit at the end of the film. And there's all kinds of things. So £5 gets a personal thank you from me.
Right.
£25 gets you a T-shirt with some of the lines of the film written on the T-shirt. I think £175 you come to the first big screening and meet the cast and the crew, and so there's a whole bunch of different things.
So okay, you already make make a short film like a promotional video, which you're asking people to help you to donate money.
Yeah, so we're asking people to contribute so we can make the short film. And if you go to our Indiegogo link, you will see a little sample of that, of a kind of recorded rehearsal, which is a kind of a test shoot to give people some idea of, what the film is about. And we were lucky enough to get Peter Polycarpou to come down, who's going to be the lead in the film.
Yes.
Peter Polycarpou came down for the recorded rehearsal, and the response to that, few minutes has been overwhelming from both sides.
Yes.
Of the divide. People are going, this is, this made me cry, this is amazing, so it feels like, especially given what's happening in Cyprus, it feels like this is the right time to make a film about the similarities between Greek and Turkish Cypriots as opposed to the differences.
Yes.
And that essentially is what the film is about actually how closely related we are. And there was a time not long ago when it was kind of hard to tell where one people ended and the other people begun. And this, to me, is a really important story.
So what is the final, message to that?
The final message is hope for greater unity between people across the Green Line. Because, my view is we share more in common with each other than we do with Greece or with Turkey.
Shall we go and see this, a promotional video?
Sure.
Okay.
Ξέρεις ότι τούτη η μυρωδιά πήρε με πίσω. Θυμούμαι το Πάσχα στο χωρκό μου, ξέρεις. Οι γυναίκες στο χωρκό μου φουρνίζαν σε φούρνους με ξύλα τότες. Θυμίζει με την Ελένη. Χορεύκαμε όλη νύχτα, όλη νύχτα. Ήθελα να τη βλέπω να χορεύει όλη νύχτα, ρε. Those curves, She had beautiful body, what I mean.
Πρόσεχε, είναι λίγο επικίνδυνο για την ηλικία σου.
Ας ωραία.
Άντε, ρε.
Και πέντε.
Τώρα.
Τσαούλα, πάμε, μπάσταρτο. Άμεσα.
Μαθήκε πού είναι το χορκό σου?
Ρουτζίνα. Εσύ?
I was born in North Middlesex Hospital up the road.
Ωραία, ρε. Πού είναι η οικογένεια σου λέω.
Καλοψίτα.
Καλοψίτα.
Ωραία, γεια μου, ρε. Τα χορκά μας είναι πολλά κοντά, ρε. Είχα κι εγώ φίλους εκεί.
Πρωτούτες φάσαρίες.
Αλήθεια. Δεν τα λάσες ήταν και αμέθη,
Καλοψίτα. Είμαστε σαν αδέρφια, ξέρεις. Ξέρεις ότι η Κύπρο μας, για μου, ήταν σαν κανέναν άλλον τόπος, ξέρεις. Είμαστε σαν αδέρφια, σου λέω. Προηγουμένως. We were like brothers, before.
Τι είναι το όνομα σου, τι,
Μεχμετ Αλή.
Μπράβο, θεία. Πες μου, τι είναι το πραγματικό σου όνομα?
Μα να ξαναάκουσες Τουρκόν Κύπρο να μιλά ελληνικά, ρε. We all spoke Greek in Lourougina, ρε. Get the fuck out.
πόσο χρόνο είσαι εσύ ρε? 25, 30 περίπου.
Φύε. Έξω.
Αφού σου ακόμα δεν σκαβάζω τη φλαούνα μου ρε. Κάτσε να σου πω ιστορία για την Κύπρο.
Έχασα οικογένεια.
Αφού σου τότε δεν είσαι γεννημένος ρε. Εν τους έξερες. Έχασα το γιο μου εγώ ρε. Εντάξει. Έμα, δάμε είμαστε ρε.
Πήρνε στον τουρκικό φούρνο.
Αφού σεν εσάς είναι καλύτεροι ρε. Is it because you're losing the game you want to throw me out? Huh?
All right. Take your fucking money and get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Well, I must say, you know what I mean. You make a good choice with Peter Polikapo.
Yeah, Peter's
Yes,
he's a incredible actor, and I think undervalued. He should be doing well. I know he's doing great things at the moment, but I would
Yes.
like to see him on the big screen more. I think he's a great big screen actor. You know, for the
Yes,
cinema,
yes.
he's amazing.
Yeah, he's very good, and hopefully, you know, when you're ready, you know, and do the casting to find the right people for that, and make sure everybody is thinking the same way, you know what I mean, as you, because in this case you have to have people who love the idea to be able to.
I mean, casting is the most important thing, and one of the things that you look for as a director is, you know, some commonality, a shared idea of the vision of the project. So yeah, this is the most important thing. You know, you can have a film that doesn't look great, but if the acting is great and the story is great, it's still a great film.
Yeah.
The reverse is not true. You can make a film that looks amazing, but if the story's no good and the acting's no good, it's still a bad film.
Exactly.
But we want to do everything.
Where are you planning to do the, you know, the locations? Where are the
The short
locations?
film, because you know budget is small, is going to be shot around the Green Lane. So it's a Cypriot story set in North London,
Okay.
and we want it to happen around the Green Lanes. We haven't, you know, locked down locations yet. It's a bit early for that, but in and around, you know,
Yes.
the Cypriot stronghold of North London.
And the story, I mean, I know a little bit about the story, but do you have scenes in Cyprus as well?
No, the short film is entirely shot here. Yeah, entirely shot
Yes.
here. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. So what are the plans when you have the film ready? You take it to, you know, festivals?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it will go out on the festival circuit. We have great hopes for this film in the bigger European festivals. We would love to get into Cannes or Berlin, but obviously we also want it to play at the Cypriot film festivals like Film Days on the Greek side, the Golden Island International Film Festival on the Turkish side, and I'm really keen also to tour the short film at universities in Cyprus on both sides.
That's good.
Because I think, you know, it's a message that we need to be hearing now, and given what's happening now in Cyprus, we need more of those positive messages that aren't about what happened in you know, 74, but the way we lived as a means of looking at perhaps how we could live in the future.
Yeah. What other plans do you have? I mean, you know, after this, let's say, for example, you did a short film, you're going to start thinking about producing the feature film?
Yeah, I mean, if the short film does everything we expect it to do, then we will go straight into developing the feature film.
What kind of budget do you think? You know?
Well, that's a question for my producer, and if I said a figure, he would just go. So, you know, it will be I guess what you'd call a medium budget feature film.
Couple of millions.
Maybe.
Yes.
I should, you know, that's the producer's job. It's not for me to comment.
I know.
Yeah.
So, do you have any special message for our, you know, audience, just to, in which way they can help you and all this?
Well, we need your help to make the short film Our Cyprus. We have an Indiegogo campaign running to raise the funds for that film. And I'm hoping you will have the address come up on the film, so people know where they can come and make a contribution to support the making of Our Cyprus. And for your contribution, there's a variety of rewards that we're offering for your engagement.
Do you want to give them your website as well, so they can go in and see more?
Yeah, if you want to go to the crowdfunding campaign, it's igg.me/at/Our Cyprus. Have a look.
Beautiful. Well, my friend, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure
And
to see you.
I'm very happy to meet you. And you know, the idea is beautiful. I support the idea.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
And I will do my best, you know, to help you in any way I can.
That's very kind of you.
Okay?
I appreciate that.
Beautiful. So when you have news, if you like to come back, you are welcome.
I'd love to.
Yes,
My pleasure.
Give us more news.
I'm very glad to have
any kind of help.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have the support of both the Greek and Turkish Cypriot community in the UK. That's very important to me. It's wonderful. So thank you for your support.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Well, from me, there's nothing else to say. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to be with you next Sunday again, same time, with a new face or faces. Till then, be good and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.